Hey friends, and happy Thursday, January 16th, 2025. First of all, I just want to say for clarity, this video is pre-recorded. I'm recording this on Sunday the 12th. In preparation for a trip I'm going on, I decided to drop one video a day for this week, and this should be the last one. I'm thinking maybe one tomorrow. I'm not dead set on that, but this should be the last guaranteed video this week. With that being said, if you tagged along with me through the journey of dropping videos every day this week and you were here, thank you so much. I really appreciate your support. In the video I dropped last Sunday, I told you guys about some troubles I was having and let you guys know I was kind of struggling a little bit, and so many of you came through and helped me out, bought a coffee, and just showed some general support in the comments, and I really want to thank every last one of you just for being here, and again reiterate that I feel so incredibly lucky to be able to have a platform where I can encourage some positivity and always be able to confide in you guys when I'm having some troubles. As far as looking at the future of this channel goes, it only goes up from here. I'm really looking forward to grinding a whole lot. I might do things like this again in the future where I drop a video a day for a week and focus on shorter videos, but I really want to make sure I get back into my longer videos and specifically into the next dark side of Hey Arnold. I'm thinking maybe a SpongeBob review after that to continue season 2, and you know, I'll figure it out. We'll get there, guys. It's all good. It's all good. For today, though, we're just going to have a little bit of fun. First of all, again, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for clicking on this video. If you aren't yet, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of my future uploads. I decided after making that Nicktoons tier list earlier this week that doing one for Cartoon Network really sounded like such a fun idea. So here we are, and you know what? Let's get right into it. So on Tier Maker, we've got the Cartoon Network Original Shows 1993 through 2025 tier list. It's a tier allowing one to rank the shows considered to be authentic Cartoon Network animated programming. For a show to be listed here, it needs to be recognized as an official Cartoon Network show, regardless of whether it was made in Cartoon Network studios or not. Those who shall not be named shows like Teen Titans will not be listed here. Fair enough, fair enough. S, A, B, C, D, E, F, don't remember and haven't seen, just like last time. So I guess let's get right into it. Let's see. First up is Moxie, which, oh gosh, you're all probably thinking, Sean, why don't you use an ad blocker? And to be honest, guys, as somebody who makes money off of ad revenue, that just feels really icky. So no ad blocker for me. But first up, we have Moxie, which I don't know what this is, and it gives me a little, I don't know, makes me kind of uncomfortable. I don't know. I haven't seen that. I don't know what that is. I don't remember this, and I don't want to. Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Now, this show was excellent. I remember watching this on Adult Swim, and I had a lot of enjoyment for it, but I will admit, watching it as a kid, I didn't really get it that much. I enjoyed Brak and The Brak Show. Space Ghost, you know, let's give it let's go C. C feels solid. It's a good middle of the road, not the best, not the worst. Space Ghost. After that, we have What a Cartoon, which I hold in really high regard because it was a springboard for so many really important Cartoon Network shows. Oh man, it's hard because there is so much clutter there, I guess to say. As is with all compilation cartoons, a lot of it didn't get greenlit for its own series, and some of it was a little iffy, but a lot of amazing shows originated here. I'll stick it next to Space Ghost. You know, it makes sense. It's a solid middle ground that laid so much foundation for what Cartoon Network would become. God, now I'm kind of scared I called it a Nicktoon at one point for so many different Nicktoons cartoons. If I said Nicktoons, I'm sorry. My brain is mush. I've been grinding videos all day. Next up, we have Dexter's Lab, which is a personal favorite of mine. Now, it's hard because it's another one of those where later on down the line, the episodes did get a little bit iffy here or there. I'm going to go A. That checks out. A, yeah. Johnny Bravo, I liked a lot as a kid, but I didn't get a lot of the humor. And man, Johnny Bravo's so creepy. I'm going to give it a B tier. I don't know, it's funny. There's a lot of weird humor and stuff. It was all right. I don't know. I liked it. Could have been better. Cow and Chicken. I have such mixed feelings about this show because it's just so weird. I loved Cousin Boneless. He was absolutely hilarious. And in all reality, all of it was hilarious. It gives me such weird feelings. But, you know, it is an A tier show. I'll give it that much. I can't give it S tier because I don't think I could sit down and just watch it and just feel happy with my life at that moment. But, you know, I could watch bits and pieces, I'm sure. Yeah. After that, we have I Am Weasel, which, ooh, I'm really tempted to go S tier, but, maybe it's just because I think IR Baboon is so funny. I don't know. Let's give it a B. I Am Weasel, I mean, the Weasel's pretentious, but, you know, it was a good show. Powerpuff Girls, I will not put in D tier. That was a mistake, I promise. Powerpuff Girls, I think I'm going to put in S tier. It's really interesting to think that I never imagined myself loving this show that much, but I've reflected on my life a lot recently, and I remember watching that show so much when I was a kid. I absolutely love the Powerpuff Girls, so I think S tier checks out, especially for considering the old school Powerpuff Girls and not like the newer reboot, any of that. Ed, Edd, and Eddy. This one is yet another S tier cartoon. Towards the end of its run, it got really, I don't know, it deviated from its original formula that everybody was so used to and loved, but you know what? It still was good quality cartoon. I love Rolf, specifically. He might be my favorite character, him and Ed, but all in all, S tier cartoon, and I will stand on that. Mike, Lou, and Og. This is a weird one because it escaped my brain for a very long time. But I do remember this one. I do remember it. I'll go C because I didn't hate it necessarily, but it wasn't one of my favorites. But yeah, it was good. Courage the Cowardly Dog. You guys all know. S. S tier. Courage is an S tier show, dude. There's so much that's amazing about it, even all the way to the end. I see some people like in Reddit and stuff talking about how the later seasons weren't the best, but you know what? I will wholeheartedly disagree. The whole show was fantastic, and that's my opinion, so whatever. Sheep in the Big City, you know, I will admit I never really watched it. I knew of it, but it just didn't really catch my attention. Toon Squad, I think that's Toon Squad, right? Time Squad. Yeah, I don't know. I never watched it. No idea. Samurai Jack. Dude. Ooh, that's a tough one. Samurai Jack. Oh, it's so good. I have to give it A, though. I don't think I can go full-blown S tier. As a kid, I didn't have much appreciation for it, but as I grew up to be an adult, I found so much love for this. I remember, actually, this is such a weird deep-cut memory, but when I was in training for 911, I would wake up every day at like 4 a.m., take a shower, get out, and Samurai Jack would be on, and I watched this show every morning with my coffee for such a long time. Fond memories, definitely fond memories. A tier. Next up, we have Grim and Evil, which I feel a little bit mixed on seeing what comes after this, because I feel like they're kind of splitting hairs, but you know, I will call it, I'll call it C, I guess just because I don't remember watching a lot of Grim and Evil. I remember watching their shows separately, so I guess I'll just call it a C. I don't know. I watched it, I know, I just don't remember differentiating it from The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy or just Evil Con Carne. Speak of the devil, though, Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, I'm going to go ahead and put an A tier. It's not quite an S tier show, but there was a lot of incredibly iconic moments that still to this day I will quote left and right just for the fun of it. Evil Con Carne, I'm going to go ahead and put it at, I think, man, I might go D. It just wasn't that interesting to me. I liked the, you know, the bear and the talking stomach and all that in the brain, but, you know, it just, it wasn't that great. It was not that great at all. Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy was way more interesting. Whatever Happened to Robot Jones? This one is definitely a deep cut of a show. I made a video about this so long ago. Man, that feels like a different lifetime that I made that video. Let's go ahead and put it at D as well. Just because it wasn't necessarily garbage, but it wasn't my favorite per se. It was all right. Codename Kids Next Door, on the other hand, I freaking loved this show as a kid. I don't want to go as far as S tier, but I will call it A because it is a oh gosh, such a big staple of my childhood. With that being said, though, I don't think I ever watched the entire series. I know towards the end it did lose my interest quite a bit, so it is what it is. Star Wars The Clone Wars, haven't seen, didn't watch it. What is this? I don't know what this is, so I'm not sure. Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Oof, what a good show. What a great show. That's another A tier. I mean, do I need to say more? It was so creative, it was so out there, and the fact that it was about imaginary friends left the possibilities completely endless. They could have came up with just an endless amount of characters and still not run out of ideas. It is so crazy. Great show, though. I loved it. Oh, man. Hi, Puffy Amiyumi. Man, I remember watching it a little bit, I guess here or there. Gosh, I don't want to trash on it, but, you know, I'll give it an E. I didn't like it that much, and I watched a good solid handful of episodes, but, I almost feel wrong judging it having not seen that much of it, but, you know, I've seen enough of it to know I don't like it, but I also know I'm not the audience intended for it, so, whatever. Juniper Lee, I didn't watch, so, yeah. Camp Lazlo. I will be brutally honest with you guys. When Camp Lazlo first came out, I was not a big fan. It was towards the time where I was growing out of cartoons and really didn't watch all too much. But realizing as an adult that this was made by the same guy who was behind Rocko's Modern Life and thinking about how much of this I really did like, I should say this much. When it first started coming out, I wasn't that huge of a fan. But as time went on, I just grew so much love and appreciation for this show. Let's go A tier. It's a good show. Camp Lazlo was a great show. I really liked it. Sunday Pants, I'm not familiar, so I'm going to say don't remember. My Gym Partner's a Monkey. That's another one that's up there with Camp Lazlo, like that weird time where I wasn't enjoying cartoons very much, but I watched them both. I would give it a B. It wasn't awful. You know, Jake was interesting. I don't know. It was okay. Ben 10, if we're talking about specifically the original run of Ben 10, like I think the 2005 run that came out when I was in 5th grade, I liked it a lot. It was a good show. I feel like the later iterations kind of killed it a little bit, but for what it's worth, I liked it. B tier for sure. Squirrel Boy, I remember seeing this, but I didn't watch it. Class of 3000. Actually, you know what? I do recall this one. And I did like it. I liked Class of 3000. It's weird because I remember watching so much of it, but I can't remember what any of the characters' names are other than obviously Andre 3000. But yeah, Class of 3000, let's go B tier. That makes sense to me. You know, it's a good show. Chowder? Oh, this is so weird because now we're getting into the age where like I was in high school, I think, as this show kept going on, and that was when it started catching my attention. I loved all the food references, the color palette, how a lot of it was almost watercolor looking. It's so cool. Chowder was actually a really good show. I'll go A tier. I'll go A tier, I think, yeah. Transformers, didn't watch it, sorry. Ben 10, I didn't watch past the original one because it just, didn't like it. Flapjack, on the other hand, this show's kind of twisted, dude. This shit was wild. I do put it up there with Chowder. I liked it a lot. Captain Knuckles and that show was crazy. I dig it. Let's go A tier. Secret Saturdays, I did not watch. Adventure Time. Once upon a time, I would have felt mixed about this, but I've always liked it. I probably would not have admitted that to you when it first came out, but I always liked this show. I'm going to go S tier, surprisingly enough. The whole story between Marceline and the Ice King and the war, and that's a great show. Adventure Time is a great show, dude. Ben 10, no, then watch past the original. Rex something, I don't remember this show. I don't know what that is. Regular show, I like it. J.G. Quintel is a really creative mind. I think the show he did after this was called Close Enough, if I remember correctly, but good show. They were both really good. I put it up there with Chowder and Flapjack. Not quite Adventure Time level. I liked it, I'll say, as much as Adventure Time, but it didn't quite have like that crazy in-depth story, if you know what I mean. So, I don't know what this is, so don't remember. Robotomy, I'm not familiar with this. That, no clue. The Amazing World of Gumball, right? I haven't watched enough of it, but I do want to give the show some respect because there's this whole scene with the bus driver talking about like the difference between like grindcore and death metal and Viking metal and shit. I dig that. That's sick. But nevertheless, I haven't seen it other than that one clip. So, whatever. Don't know this show. More Ben 10. They just beat the shit out of this dead horse. Oh my gosh. We're at like 4 Ben 10 shows now. Uncle Grandpa. I'm kidding. Hold on. Is he my brother? Is he my... Wait, my dad's... Uncle Grandpa. if he's my uncle and my grandpa, how am I related to him? This sounds wrong. I haven't seen it. Steven Universe, I will be honest, I've heard so many good things about this show. Never watched it. I know I should. I clearly should, because so many people tell me I would love it. Never seen it, though. Haven't seen. Mixels, I don't know what that is. Clarence, haven't seen. I've seen like small clips and it annoyed the hell out of me, but I haven't ever watched a full episode, so I don't feel right putting it anywhere on this list other than haven't seen. Over the Garden Wall, you guys. Over the Garden Wall, Over the Garden Wall. It kind of hits a soft spot for me in a good and bad way. I remember watching this when I worked for 911, and it was during fall, and it was everything I needed to see, and it's such a good show, and I really, really want to talk about it. This year, I planned on doing a whole thing covering the entire series, and then problems on the YouTube front. There was issues, and I couldn't. I'll go A tier. Over the Garden Wall is an excellent story, and it's perfect fall vibes. It is immaculate for that time of year, for sure. We Bare Bears, I didn't watch it, no idea, haven't seen. Royals, no idea. Powerpuff Girls, the reboot, I don't remember if I've seen enough of it to form an opinion. I, again, saw bits and pieces and clips, but I don't think I actually saw an episode, so it doesn't feel fair to judge it as on a whole show. So, you know what? Haven't seen, leaving it there. Magiswords, I don't know what this is. Are you kidding me? Another Ben 10. Another Ben 10. Really? No, I haven't seen that one either. I haven't seen the last 12 of them, but no. OKKO, heard of it, haven't seen it. I'm realizing just now I put some stuff and haven't seen that. Should probably be in Don't Remember, but whatever. Apple and Onion, don't remember that existing. Craig of the Creek, didn't see, I've heard of it. Summer Camp, nope, I don't know what that is. Nope, haven't seen. I feel like all the rest of these are pretty much just haven't seen. Steven Universe, Future. Yep, We Bare Bears. This thing, yeah, dude, I don't know what any of this is. I'm just going to toss all this right up here because I don't know shit about fuck. But let's recap, shall we? Taking a look at the top, in my S tier, we got Powerpuff Girls, Ed, Edd n Eddy, Courage the Cowardly Dog, and Adventure Time. I feel like if any of them, Adventure Time is clearly the one that sticks out, but it's a defendable show. It is amazing, and I think S tier fits it perfectly. A tier, Dexter's Lab, Cow and Chicken, Samurai Jack, Billy and Mandy, Kids Next Door, Foster's, Laszlo, Chowder, Flapjack, Regular Show, and Over the Garden Wall. Yeah, I think so. Johnny Bravo, I almost considered putting an A in hindsight, but I really just... It doesn't hold up, dude. If you watch it back now, it's not even really that funny. And, I don't know. Whatever. I Am Weasel. I do want to shout out Ire Baboon for those couple episodes where he, has his finger up against his nose like he's smelling it the whole time. Where's that finger been, my dude? Oh, My Gym Partner's a Monkey. Yep, the original Ben 10, Class of 3000. Yep, B tier. Space Ghost, what a cartoon. I'm feeling pretty good about this. Hi Hi Puffy Amiyumi was the lowest one there, and yeah, that says a lot about me more than anything because I'm not the intended audience. But anyways, what do you guys think? Do you agree with my list? Let me know in the comments down below. I always love seeing your guys' feedback. Of course, massive shout out to my friends in the True 90s Kids tier over on Patreon. You guys are the absolute best. I can't thank you enough for your continued support every month, and I'm just so thankful. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like and give praise to the algorithm in hopes that it pushes this one to everyone else. And as always, thank you all so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Peace.